Hey guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, and it is Elimination Chamber week. So we have a lot to talk about. And as you guys are aware, the Elimination Chamber is coming to you live this Saturday at a normal time, 7 p.m. Eastern, which is exciting. And it is coming to you live from Chicago. And we are going to talk about it all week this week. We got a bunch of episodes planned for you guys, and today we are going to look at the top 10 ways WWE could ruin the Elimination Chamber. So we're going to get into that and break it all down as we prep for the Elimination Chamber this week. And we will be having our predictions video, just to give you a programming note, I guess, our predictions video, a live watch along that we are going to do this Saturday. And we might have another best of Elimination Chamber as well later this week for you guys as well, along with our Raw and SmackDown reviews as we do. So with that, I am Mike, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill. And Sean, are you getting stoked for the chamber or what?
I am. We are in full gear for the not to steal an AEW reference there, but full gear on the road to WrestleMania. And Elimination Chamber is basically, unless they add something, the last major stop before we get there. I mean, I know we're going to get our announcement from Liv allegedly today, but the Elimination Chamber matches will give us our final idea on who the major title contenders are going to be. So I'm pumped. I not sure if we're going to have 10 things here because you and I might have thought the same for a couple of them, but I think that
We'll see. We'll see.
I think WWE has more ways for this to go well than to go bad, but it's WWE, so obviously they don't have the best brain trust sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but the predictions is pretty much a formality at this point. So I think we need to just wait for season two for you guys to have a fighting shot. But this will be the end of season one of predictions, and we will start season two on Saturday, April 19th.
Yeah,
So let's
in regards to that, hold on, I have to say my piece. In regards to that, I think for season two, I'm gonna go the safe route instead of trying to take those out there shots.
yeah. So let's get right into it. So I'll start with my first one, and obviously this one's going to be pretty just pointed, I think, and it would be a huge mistake if Finn Balor beats CM Punk. Like this absolutely cannot happen. You cannot jeopardize the main event of WrestleMania. And I want to throw a caveat in here as well. I'm also concerned about them doing this match, period, just because I don't want Punk to chance getting injured either. I don't think it's going to happen. Balor's very safe, but you never know, right? But even more so than that, like this match is just kind of a foregone conclusion. Roman may interfere in this match. That seems very likely to me that he will, but Punk is not losing the title. He's 100% not losing the title here. And if he does, disaster. Like that is an absolute disaster. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns is a huge main event. It's probably one of the biggest money matches that WWE can put on right now. And you can't jeopardize that at all. And I don't want any like nonsense of Finn Balor winning the title for like a week and then just losing it back or whatever. I don't need any of that crap. Clean CM Punk win, further the Judgment Day breakup story, and just get through this storyline the right way.
So if I can modify your thing here a little bit, I think that WWE already screwed up Elimination Chamber by having this match. Everybody knows Punk's history and that accidents can happen. And I get it. He wants to perform in front of his home crowd of Chicago. I mean, that right there is the main reason why I don't think there's any chance of him losing.
True.
But to run the risk of anything that could possibly derail your Mania match is just tempting fate.
Yep.
And I mean, you can't wrap these guys in bubble wrap, but based on the road to WrestleMania we've already had with Rollins getting hurt, Breaker getting hurt, and people getting injured, I
Mhm.
think that safety would be a bigger concern overall. So during this match, I wouldn't be surprised if this was just a real safe match overall. If you
Yeah,
didn't see either guy really take any major risks.
yeah, completely with you there. So that's my first one.
Um, my first one is the box mystery. The reveal of the box mystery ends up being somebody like Shane McMahon as the higher authority for everything. And I think that I'm a
Can
little
you
bit,
imagine?
yeah, I'm just using him as an example, or hell, even Vince, like somebody representing some form of higher authority that makes zero sense. I'm hoping that this isn't the case, considering that they made mention of it being SmackDown's problem, but then SmackDown really didn't address it very much. I just I'm real worried that whatever direction WWE goes with the mystery box ends up being pointlessly stupid.
Yeah, I don't really know like what direction they're going to go with this. Um, I was just looking at the AEW roster page and Chris Jericho is still on there.
Yep.
So I don't I don't think that it's him. I've heard some reports that like they froze his contract or some nonsense and that
Yep.
it's incredibly unlikely that he's going to appear at this show. You know what I mean? Like I don't foresee it happening. But I guess I want to expand on that a little bit, even more so than it being an authority figure. Like because that was actually going to be one of mine as well. And I just I almost just want them to forget about this, like
Yeah.
truthfully, because like I think just about anything they do, because we all want it to be Chris Jericho, right? Like I think that's and I also want to preface this with I don't think Chris Jericho is going to just come in and like be amazing, like you know what I mean? He's going to be Chris Jericho, like it'll be
Yeah.
fine. He'll be involved in some fun feuds, and that'll be it. But at the same time, I also don't want it. Like it seems so stupid right now, like just in general, right? What you're gonna have a person in there, like a person, like
For two
just for
weeks.
like for just 3 weeks, like just for
Yeah.
continuity's sake, it's just a person in there. So and then like stepping that back even further, what if it's like an inanimate object of some kind? You know what I mean? Like if it's the freaking golden egg that Vince was carrying around a couple of years ago or whatever, like it's so dumb.
The
And
gobbledygooker.
yeah, I don't even know what I want with this. So I'm like, I'll just, I guess, because I do have separate ones. So I just want to expand on what you said a little bit because I just think it's kind of like completely ridiculous. The whole thing is completely ridiculous. You know what? And maybe the payoff will be cool, but I feel like to your point, there are more ways they can ruin this than make this like something that we all give a crap.
So the one thing I heard that sounded like a cool idea, especially with the BS of AEW freezing Jericho's contract, which mind you is something they bitched about when WWE did with like
Yeah,
adding people's time in that. So you want to talk about pot calling the kettle black. But a really cool idea that I heard was that when they open it, it's a countdown clock and
that would
it's
be
a count
cool.
and it's a countdown like Jericho style countdown clock until his contract is actually free and his debut. See, that would be a cool idea.
Yeah,
But your point being is right. Like a continuity wise, there's been a person in there for 3 weeks. What?
yeah.
Um, and then
I mean,
B,
it is wrestling, so and wrestling is this dumb fantasy thing that
it
we love
is.
and we talk about. But yes,
And then just to your point, you're right. There is more opportunity for them to flub this than there is for them to make it interesting.
yeah. So okay, so this takes me to my next one, and I'm actually going to stick with the singles matches here, and I'm going to take a look at the Intercontinental Championship match between Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, and I'm still on the fence about how I think this is going to end. I'm of the mind that this is just very likely going to end in a DQ of some sorts, but I think it would be a mistake, a complete mistake, for Becky to win clean here. For if Becky cheats to win, or there's interference, or Becky does something underhanded and wins that way, that is acceptable to me. If Becky just beats AJ Lee clean here, I think that that's a mistake because like I think it kills a lot of any moment. I mean, I don't really want to say AJ Lee has momentum, but I think we're all expecting this to be their WrestleMania program. Maybe Natty and Maxine will get involved somehow, but I think that this match just has to have some kind of nonsense finish. I think either cheating, somebody interfering, something happening. If Becky just beats AJ Lee clean here, I think that's a booking mistake, a big time booking mistake, and I don't think that that's the direction they should go with this because I think it's inevitable that AJ Lee is going to win this title at some point. But if you have her just lose clean and then come back and win at WrestleMania, it's gonna kind of be like, what's the point?
So to tie into yours, I'll just immediately go into my next one, which I think is a case of WWE would screw it up by having AJ Lee win clean. I think that this match has to end either in, like you said, a super screwy DQ finish or Becky Lynch costing herself and AJ winning through some sort of like Becky goes to like get herself DQ'd and it screws up and backfires on her, and AJ ends up winning off of that. Because if you have AJ Lee win clean over Becky, she doesn't really have a leg to stand on as far as complaining. Yes, she can
Mhm.
bitch and moan and complain, but if AJ wins through some sort of shenanigans, like even if it's not intentional shenanigans on her part, if it's something Becky screws up, Becky then has a month worth of complaining and antagonizing she can do to get her rematch at
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
yeah, and
I mean,
that would be fine, right? Like, I am perfectly okay with AJ walking out of here with the title. But to your point, like, I think you're absolutely right. Neither one of them can win clean here. I think it's a
nope.
huge mistake if either one of them wins clean here. Which I don't. Like, I guess just takes me to. I don't know why we're doing this match here, other than just we're appeasing AJ by letting her perform in front of her home crowd, just like we're doing with Punk.
That's
That's why we're
about
doing.
all I can think it is.
That's why we're doing this match. I don't I don't see
It's
any
a,
way you can book yourself into a good finish with this match.
it's also potentially just to get AJ some more work in because
That's
I
true.
doubt I doubt they're going to use her for really anything more than PLEs. I don't think we're really going to see her wrestling on Raws. But
Probably
you're
not.
right. They have a very thin road to stay on to keep this from going off the rails. And like we just said, it involves neither of them winning clean. A DQ finish is fine, or some sort of shenanigan finish is the only pretty much the only path that they have for this particular match. And this is another case where I could see in WWE trying to appease the crowd having AJ Lee go over clean. And I think that would be a huge mistake.
I don't see any way that they do this that it's just like it's just gonna work out for them. So yeah, it has to have a hodgepodge finish of some kind, I think.
Yeah.
So okay. Moving on to the next one here. So I have said all along that I think it's kind of a foregone conclusion that Cody Rhodes is going to win the Elimination Chamber. So my next couple are going to be about other people who are could potentially win the Elimination Chamber, and I think it would be a big mistake. And I think the biggest mistake to win the Elimination Chamber would actually come from the match that is going to happen on Raw tonight between El Grande Americano Original, Bronson Reed, and main event Jey Uso. And if main event Jey Uso wins that match tonight, gets himself into the Elimination Chamber, and then wins the Elimination Chamber, that would be a disaster. That would be
Yep.
an absolute disaster. I want nothing to do with Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. I don't want anything to do with it at all. I'm not interested in it. Jey Uso had his time in the sun. I mean, I know he's a tag team champion now, but like I'm done with Jey Uso in the main event scene for a while now. The character has just become a four-letter catchword. And
Yep.
the entrances are starting to get goofy and annoying. And this like it's been ruined for me. I think Jey Uso's character has been ruined for me since about Survivor Series, when he came into the ring, did his entrance thing on the top of the thing, and then was immediately into in the middle of a match, did his entrance thing, and then was like he did it the whole time to the point where Brock Lesnar's music had to come out to stop it, which made his entire character kind of look like a joke. So I now put Jey Uso into the joke character group a little bit, and him winning the Elimination Chamber to me, even though, I know the internet crowd, which is only like 5% of people on the planet, hate Cody Rhodes. Um, the live crowd does not hate Cody Rhodes. So I think Cody or Randy winning here is probably the right thing to happen here. I think Cody and Randy are the most likely. I put Cody at like 80% to win, Randy at like 20% to win right now. So I think if it's anybody else, I think it's a mistake.
Four
But
letters.
Jay, but Jay Uso, yeah, big time.
Oh, for sure, because it's four letters, one word, joke. Um, I'll stick with the men's elimination chamber for you for mine. I think that the person that would be the biggest mistake to win the elimination chamber would be Brock Lesnar. I think that, especially with some of the rumors of a potential WrestleMania match that we're going to see, I have a feeling that we're going to see Brock Lesnar take out LA Knight and take his spot in the chamber.
Tonight?
And not tonight. I think it's going to actually happen during the Elimination Chamber. I think when LA Knight's coming out, Lesnar's going to come out, F5 of him on the way to the ring, and just take a spot.
Oh
Um,
God.
and I think that that is a huge mistake. A, to even have him in the chamber. I mean, I'm okay with them setting up a Lesnar LA Knight WrestleMania match. LA Knight has to
Yeah, me
win,
too.
but that's a discussion for another day. The
Yeah.
problem with putting Lesnar in the chamber is how WWE books Lesnar, and I don't want to see him come out of a pod and just eliminate like three straight people. I think that that would be a huge mistake given who's in the chamber. And I don't think anybody wants to see a potential Drew McIntyre Brock Lesnar title match. I mean, we've already seen it when they had Drew get the rub of beating Lesnar. We don't need to see it again. And I think the other problem with that is taking LA Knight out of the chamber is a huge mistake as well. I think that he is a better star to have in there, especially versus who else is there.
No, I agree with you. Um, I want to move on, I think, to the no, you know what? Actually, I want to stay with the men's chamber for this next one. And this isn't so much about a winner or a loser. I think this is more about showcasing of talent. I'm of the mind right now that Big Bronson Reed is probably going to be the one who gets in. I think that makes the most sense.
Yep.
Although I could get behind the Americano character getting in. I could.
Yeah.
Because with his history with Javon Evans, I could get behind that character getting in and I would not hate it. I think Chad Gable's great and he deserves the opportunity. He's not going to win, so
Oh,
I
it's
wouldn't
that Americano.
it's the Chad Gable one. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would be completely okay. I think it's the Chad Gable one. Let me take a look. Yeah, original El Grande Americano. So it's because
Okay.
but he's also the number one contender for the IC title. So it's super unlikely that he's going to win this match. I think Bronson Reed winning tonight is the right thing because he had that match with Ludwig Kaiser Americano last week to be the number one contender to Dom's IC title.
No, that was
So
Penta.
oh, that's Penta. Right, my bad. But he got himself involved in that. So he's not going to it seems incredibly unlikely that he will win this. Regardless, though, my point is that I don't think that any of the guys, and I want to build on what you said, especially Javon Evans or Trick Williams, I think it would be a huge mistake if they got squashed in this. Like if they just got like if they were one of the last two to come out and they just get like immediately destroyed, like Shayna Baszler style a couple of years ago, where they just
Yeah,
get annihilated. I think that kills any momentum, and it's mostly for Trick and Javon right now. Like say Bronson Reed gets in and he's like he's out there. Javon Evans comes out and Javon Evans just gets destroyed in like 5 minutes, gets no moves off, and basically just gets buried. I
yeah,
could
no,
see WWE doing that, and I would hate everything about that. So I'm hoping that that is not the case. I do not want to see any burials, frankly, in either one of the matches. I'm just kind of concerned that WWE will probably bury somebody. Maybe Kiana James will get buried, but I'll get into that later. But I really, really hope that Javon Evans and Trick Williams specifically do not get buried.
So for mine, great minds obviously think alike here because I'm just going to build off of what you said because mine was is in regards to Trick and Javon. I think it would be a mistake for WWE to not just bury them, but not give both of them moments to shine in this match because you're putting two young guys in this match, and both of these guys are your future.
Yep.
And we've talked about this multiple times on the podcast that you need to start building your stars of the future, people besides Braun Breaker. I mean, hell, we can even include Bronson Reed in there. I think that you need to have your younger stars have big moments in this match. I think that Trick should 100% eliminate Randy Orton. I think that Javon Evans should eliminate who else was on the Raw side? So we've got Javon, we've got
Devon, Trick,
Cody.
Randy Orton, Cody, LA Knight, and then Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I mean, I Javon Evans eliminates LA Knight. Or God forbid, Randy or Brock Lesnar gets in there. Have Javon Evans eliminate Brock Lesnar. I think that you utilize this to help with your building of these young guys. I'm just using the Brock Lesnar thing as a example, but I think it would be a mistake for them to not use this as a springboard for to continue the momentum of Trick and Javon, and hell, even Bronson Reed.
Yeah, I agree with you. So actually, I want to use my fourth one to actually talk about Brock Lesnar because you're right. I could see a world where Brock Lesnar gets into this because he just destroys LA Knight, and I want to talk about the booking of this. I think it would be a huge mistake if the final two people in this match were Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
I don't want to see that at all. I
Nope.
don't want to see that at all. I have no interest in that at all. I think that that would not be a good look for Cody. I think that that would make it everybody think that Brock is burying everybody else. And frankly, I would just, I and I could see it happening because they're both on the WrestleMania poster, and that's like that poker room table thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Like they're both on that. And that just concerns me a lot. It concerns me a lot that they're going to be the final two in this because it's like, well, they're just the biggest stars. I mean, Randy Orton's a big star too, but like they're the big time stars. And the idiots in charge of the TKO machine are the ones that just want to like to see that. And you know what? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. I don't want them to like add more fuel to the fire of the internet wrestling goons to, just to complain about WWE and have all these videos all over YouTube, TikTok, everywhere else, just, gooning over WWE. Like I don't want to see that. So don't add fuel to the fire by doing that. I mean, it would probably be fine because it would be almost a certainty that Cody was going to win anyway, like I said. But like, don't do that and add more fuel to the fire.
Yeah. No, you are 100% right. It would be a mistake for that to be your final group. You already are walking a fine line with Cody turning into Super Cena. You don't
Yep.
want to push him over that edge.
Yep.
Um, Another way that I think they could screw up on the women's side is if WWE put Kiana James in the women's chamber just to bury her. The,
Yeah.
she is the only young star in the women's side, especially even after tonight. I don't count Tiffany because she's been a world champion. Everybody else is a veteran at this point. And I think she's another one that you need to showcase. She was your standout in the Royal Rumble. She pinned Rhea, I think, previously. Um, I just think it would be a mistake for WWE to have had her just to be cannon fodder for the other women in the chamber.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's probably relatively unlikely. Like, I think they put her in here for a reason. I hope that they don't bury her, and I kind of was like getting into that a little bit earlier. But like, I look at the roster so far. You've got Alexa, Rhea, Tiffany, Kiana, and Asuka, and then the match tonight is
Io, Raquel,
Io.
and Kyrie.
Yeah, and I kind of want to build on that a little bit. I think, frankly, it's kind of a bad choice to have any one of these three women in there, and I think that's going to kind of be my last one here. Actually, hang on just 1 second. Why don't you talk about yours because my dogs are going ballistic and it's probably
Okay.
ruining the audio a little bit.
For my last one, I think that it would be I forgot what it was going to be. Um, it was interference. I think that if I'm worried that they're going to overbook the men's, hell, even the women's chamber with the amount of storylines that are going on right now, that it's going to turn out to be an overbooked mess. I don't want interference in these matches. We had it last year with leading to Cena getting the win. I
Yep.
think that we don't need to have another year where outside people are coming into the chamber. We're already probably going to have enough with Brock probably doing it, but I don't need to see Drew McIntyre coming in and taking somebody out. Like the whole point of the Elimination Chamber is they're locked in. People can't get into them. Yet somehow people always do. Or we don't need to see the Vision interfering to help Bronson. Like let the match play out and have I don't know, just like I said, I'm worried that WWE is going to overbook it and that'll cause more problems than it needs to be. Same on the women's side. Like you were just saying, by having these three women tonight, I have to imagine it's probably going to be Io that gets in. And I think having both Io and Rhea in there doesn't make sense to me. Like you have two people from a tag team already in there, and there's no point in that.
Yeah, I'm completely with you on that. I think it's I just I don't know. I'm having a hard time with the women's chamber. I think just to begin with because like I don't like any of the people that are in it. I think it's so it's kind of boring to me, truthfully, because I think it's all because it's going to Jade, right? Like it's all
Yeah.
just like one of these people is going to challenge Jade, and I just don't care. Like
Nope.
I don't care about this women's chamber at all because it's not interesting to me because Jade's not interesting as a champion. So it's like okay, let me actually go through it, right? Tiffany wins. Great. We get a rematch between Tiffany and Jade, which I don't know if Tiffany would win, right? Rhea wins. We get a match. Rhea's already the tag team champion, but she might lose it on SmackDown on Friday. But Rhea's already the tag team champion. Rhea challenges Jade. Rhea probably wins.
Rhea
Cool.
has to win.
Right. Cool. Rhea's the champion. Go. God forbid Rhea loses to Jade. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? Right. So, but Rhea's the champion, right? Cool. Maybe that helps. Maybe that helps. Rhea winning could be a good thing because it could help the
Yes.
SmackDown dramatically. And then what else do we have? Asuka winning. Does Asuka beat
Similar.
Jade? Maybe. I mean, Asuka doesn't carry the weight that she used to. she'd be a better champion than Jade for sure.
Yeah.
But Asuka and Jade, we've already seen that. I don't know if I want to see that again. You know what I mean? Then Alexa winning. Alexa's not going to beat Jade. Maybe then you could start your Charlotte program there at WrestleMania. Maybe Alexa will win, and you can start her program with Charlotte there because Charlotte can cost her. But
Yeah.
then Jade's still the champion, and like that's just all that's just dumb, right?
You know,
And
that could
then
be the
it's
storyline too, though. You have Alexa win the belt off of Jade, and Charlotte's jealous of it.
yeah, I don't see them going that route, but maybe that could be fun. But then again, still the mat like just the month and a half leading up to WrestleMania between Alexa and Jade. I just unless
No.
Charlotte gets involved in that, which could make that interesting, it almost leads me to like think that like Alexa winning could actually be the most interesting storytelling that they could do with this.
Yeah.
And then obviously Kiana's not going to win. So like that would be awful, frankly. I think it would be too much for Kiana to win and to put her into that spot, so I don't think that would be appropriate. And then similarly for presumably Io, right? Like I don't think that I think Io would be a better champion than Jade, but I'm not really that interested in Io doing that right now because Io's been kind of a raw focal point, right? So I just unless you're going to move her over. So I guess my point is that I don't think any of the programs between any of these women, except maybe the Alexa Charlotte angle that you just talked about, is interesting at all because the champion is not interesting,
Yep.
So I don't want to really say that anything is going to ruin this. It's just more of I think it was a mistake to have Jade be the champion for this elimination chamber because it sounds like Liv is going to pick Stephanie tonight. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Jade being the champion is a mistake, and it makes this elimination chamber for the women just kind of seem like it's not really that going to be that great of a program to begin with because now you're going to get a month and a half of program between the winner of this match on Saturday and Jade. And I'm not I don't want to see it. Other than the point you just made about Alexa and Charlotte. I think that could have a lot of good storytelling elements to it. You could do a lot of cool stuff with that. But everybody else, I'm not interested in any of them at all. I'm
I
not.
mean, how many times can Jade say, "I'm that bitch," and
Yeah.
in a single promo?
Yeah. So I don't want to see it. So, which makes the whole thing disappointing to me, I think.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit more, that's a little bit more of a problem. And like, I don't mind that Cody seems like he's a foregone conclusion to win, because we've been trying to tell this story with Cody, Drew, Jacob, Sammy, Randy, all these guys for a while now. And I think that that's okay. Right. But like, Jade is just such an uninteresting champion. And I think that that's the bigger problem that we have with this. So it makes the match itself uninteresting. So I guess it's not so much of a way they could ruin it. I kind of feel like they've already ruined it.
It's also the fact that unlike the men's chamber where there's at least a quasi storyline going on with it, the women's chamber really just doesn't have any kind of storyline continuity to it. It's kind of just there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like at least on the men's side, you could say you have all these guys from SmackDown who are part of the title universe already, and then you have a couple guys from Raw who are trying to get an extra shot at it. But the women's side, it's just like, yeah, we're just trying to go for the obvious here, and whoever Liv doesn't pick, which we know is going to be Jade.
Stephanie. Liv's
No,
gonna
I
pick
meant her.
Stephanie.
I said who Liv isn't going to pick.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. So yeah. So I know that was a little bit of a rant there, but it's just like we've gone into so much with Jade on this channel, and it's not going to be Bianca, right? Which is the only thing that makes sense for Jade anymore. And I just don't think they're going to go that direction at this point because it sounds like Bianca. I heard somewhere that Bianca just actually recently had a surgery again.
Oh
So
wow.
I don't think she's coming back anytime soon. So I don't want to just keep Jade as the champion like indefinitely. You need to get that belt on somebody else because it's not helping anybody right now. Like Jade needs to be away from that for a while because it's not working. She's not working, you know? And we need to do a better job with that character. I think she needs a complete retooling, a complete reset. She needs to honestly do the Goldberg thing for a while, but not as the champion because it's not believable. And you need to maybe get her a manager or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like
Jade,
it is not working. Or get her a better yet, get her a faction.
yeah.
Like it is
That's
just
she
it's
was working well when she was with Naomi and Bianca. Like
yeah.
that her character wasn't stale, it wasn't obnoxious. And honestly, WWE missed an opportunity by not having Jade instead of being the big title holder. She should have been one of the smaller title holders first.
Oh,
Had
she would have
her
been perfect for
be,
the US title. Yeah. Have her be the US champion. Have her do what she did in AEW because that worked for her. Like
yeah,
you have her come out, do a US Open challenge, and just, you know, in Jade language, bitch slap people every week. You know what I
and
mean?
then it would be believable when she's facing BFAB and Michin.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I don't want my main champion facing jobbers because then it diminishes the title, right?
exactly.
Like you don't see like I mean Cody faced some people, but he didn't face jobbers. Roman Reigns never faced jobbers, right? I know we can't compare everybody to Roman. Punk doesn't face jobbers. Seth Rollins didn't face jobbers. I mean, it seems like with the women's titles, they have them facing jobbers, and it's because A, you've got way too many women tied up in your tag team division, and B, you don't make new stars, you know. So,
Yep.
but we're going down a rabbit hole right now. So, I don't want to get too much more into that. But
Yeah, that's a talk for another day.
yeah, so that is our list, guys. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did we nail it? What are some ways that you guys think that they could ruin the elimination chamber besides what we've already mentioned? And hell, do you think our points are valid? Do you think they're stupid? Let us know. So with that, I have been Mike, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill. Thank you guys so much as always for all the support. We do appreciate our all of our commenters and everybody who watches the channel. And with that, have yourselves a fantastic evening and take care.